Well, I have with us Angazi. I think I'll give him time. Ogotaz Shugutobani. For now, you can just guess. Ogotobani Bishopangwa. He looks good, by the way. Yeah. Without any waste of time, we can just send in the pleasure. Okay.
Thank you very much. Someone is
Can you say hi?
Amanda. Me too.
I have my first question. Many students say this revolutionary on Facebook, asking relevant questions all the time. It appears he knows how the system works. Can you tell the students who is this? Ubani Shelinai, which is.
Oh, okay. About being revolutionary, thank you very much. But I think like I'm overpraised. By the way, I'm just an ordinary boy. And often, who is the father of three. I'm the former SRC RO 2016. I'm a former SRC president 2017. I'm a former Mahep House committee 2014-2015. Currently, I'm being employed by the Limpopo Economic Development, Environment and Tourism as an office administrator under the state-owned nature reserve in the office of the director, Ms. Vuyadebe. Because in 2017 first semester, now I'm academically student. So bang fanda ukuthi ngibuye ngizoqedela degree yami ngiphinde ngiqhubeka nento lami again the following year. So I'm just nobody except ukuthi nami ngeke ngaseva kule sikole and I still love our students and ngifuna ukuthi la ngidla khona.
Thank you very much. Wow, okay. Ntokozo.
Yes,
Vundla.
yes,
Thank you. Number 2. During your tenure, are there any achievements that you are proud of as the UKZN PMP SRC president former?
I don't think this question is being directed to the right person. Because if you have been voted by our students, it is not your duty ukuthi uyirate ukuthi uachieve or achieve ini. But it is the duty of the people who voted you ukuthi begrade. And then ukuze bekwazi ukugrade, they have to be the part of your leadership. They're supposed to be the one who gives you the mandate. They're supposed to be the one who hold you accountable. And then about 2 years old, then they will say, yeah, this one was 70. But we're back to the question. I cannot talk about the issue of administration. I cannot talk about izinto when we say like before financial exclusion for the first time, so quite 100%. Politicize is space varsity and allow anyone who would have a part of leadership. Yes, when discussed. Kumbulu when like we entered the office of the SRC for the second time, Abanya first time born. The previous SRC, like I said, as RO, he didn't recognize because of like I'm an internet blacklist, I lead a politics team. So he challenges us in Naikakulu when the show which we unite a structure so like we can unite a campus itself. So we depoliticize everything starting from the structure. So like young kid is smooth when it comes to a campus. For instance, in the previous SRCs, we were recognized as not-clubbing societies, and then in the bifiki disputes kakhulu allocate imali from SRC budget. Ubuthola ukuthi ngoba mina ngiyinkathi izothola imali enkulu, then EFF Student Command nemisasco noma imi sibanikeza imali encane siyabashaya. But during my tenure, what we did, we took the money that like we allocated for all clubbing societies and divided by the number of clubbing societies that were recognized. By the way, we recognized everyone who applied. And then sabanikeza imali encane. By doing so, automatically, you are depoliticizing young people. So that's the only thing that like I was so proud of to depoliticize the space, sivumele wonke umuntu abe part of leadership yethu.
I don't know about this one, but would you consider contesting for SRC elections again in the future?
I will be honest with everyone. No. Everyone who's here, we have to understand that, like, being in an SRC, see a volunteer. We are not going there just for benefit, but it's an open space for everyone to learn. By the fact that, like, I've served for 2 terms, that means, like, sengifunde kakhulu. And then it is time for ukuthi sithathe labanye abantu abafuna ukuzofunda njengathi nathi bafundi. Asingagwevi nama-position abanye abantu bengasafunda. Number 2, if you can go and read the SRC Constitution, the new one actually, I think uzahamba uyofunda section 13 and subsection 13.3. Ukuveza kucaca ukuthi each and every student who is registered here at this university uvumeleke ukuphatha amahlandla amabili ku-SRC. Even noma like uphathi kwi-constitution endala ngeke usakwazi ukuqala phansi i-constitution entsha. I've already served ama-students ama-terms awu-2 and angisiyena umuntu othanda ukubanyeva izinto ukuze kuhlale kwi-position. No, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, okay. Tell us about the process of accountability. Who did you account to during your tenure? Students or management?
Palesa Mlangeni unalikhaya.
Yebo.
Abantu abakuthumile isithi community wala isekhaya.
Sekhaya.
Ukuthi uzofunda.
Sekhaya.
Uma uphathi kuphi umuntu oqala umsheke? Umama because unokuthumile. So SRC is the same thing as like when nekhaya like. In order for one to be an SRC, you need to be voted by our students.
Okay.
Okusho whatever like you are doing it. Ukuze serve ama students avoted wona kumandate everything. We represent ama views wawo nama ideas wawo nama ideas wawo. So okusho ukuthi umuntu account again lo muntu okunikeza ipower noma unikeze le position ukuthi userve you. So umthuma uthi angihambe ngiyostole ngiyothenga unanisi. Umsebenzi wami ukuthi anyanisi ngilethe kwena ngithumilayo ukuletha kumuntu. So the SRC is supposed to account to our students, not the management, because they've been voted by our students.
Do you mean our students have the power ukuthi abeke i-SRC esikhundleni bayakwazi ukuyihlisa futhi?
In reality, kufanele ngabe kunjalo. Because iqiniso lithi Ntokozo Vundla befuna image as the SRC president. Ngicontesta i-position, ngihambe ngiyolobhisha in the ground. And ama-masses ayisephezulu. Kulesi sihlalo ngisuke ngisihleli ngamavoti engihleli ngawo, akusiwona wabhala wabantu abangivotela. So ukwazi ukungisa phezulu yini ngakuvimba ukuthi ngihlise ngisezansi. Number 2, when it comes to the issue of accountability, I think uma sifunda umthethosisekelo we-SRC sawuphendukeza noma sokuphika la sithanda khona. In the new SRC constitution, if uzahamba ucheck section 14, actually the last number of the subsection, ikhuluma even nangama-meeting abanjwe SRC ukuthi ema-meeting niniki lapho esiwehlele khona siba 8 bazokwazi kanjani abantu ibona bazivotela. Kufanele uSecretary General with the campus chair bewasayinile ama-minutes. It's either bawaposta kuma-student boards elontuzane e-campus or bewafake kwi-learning system khona abafundi okuyibona ukubavotele bezokwazi ukuthi bakhulumane behind the closed doors okurepresentative. Number 2, the issue of ama-student body meetings. If ukhumbula kahle in 2017 first semester ngaba nama-student body meetings are more than 4. The first one, here is to unpack about the registration period. The second one, here is to unpack about the administration. The third one, here is to pull exclusion. The fourth one, engangizo resign kuyona because I was academically excluded. Yonke into osukuyenza uma u-SRC, ama-students ufa uyibona kuvotele, kufanele ayazi njengoba njalo, because sidila ney'mali zawo laphaya, sidila nama-delicate matters athinta wona, and uma ungasawatsheli, ubani uzowatshela leyona. Kufanele bazi ngayo yonke indlela.
And then maybe what do you mean when you say a student has been excluded? Academically excluded?
Actually, angicabangi umbuzo wakho, ngicabanga ukuthi how broad this issue of academically excluded is. Let us forget about the issue of the policy of academic exclusion and think of being denied the right to register and enroll at an institution based on different things. As I'm sitting here, kuyona yonke le ndlela, simple like ngoba niyavitalize here, the whole school will know this. I'm the victim of 2 exclusions, and there's only one engayazi. I was once financially excluded. Number 2, I was academically excluded. Simple lena ngoba umuntu ephethe kahle ngifike kuyona le yama misconduct. Before 2017 and 2016, besinenkinga la esikoleni yokuthi abafundi abaningi bebengekho lesizwe be-self-funded. I mean South African students and even like international students. And the policies that are in place from the varsity side when it comes to the issue of finances, abeba deprive abafundi abakweletayo nabangenayo imali nabangapasanga ngendlela ecishe ukuthi banikezwe NSFAS by then ukuthi baqhubeke nokufunda. And people, they have to remember ukuthi in 2016, 2015, 2014, all of those things, NSFAS will issue through our colleges. For instance, science will enroll abantu abangaphezulu kwe-1,000, kanti kunama-packages 177 for the first years. Okusho all of other people wothola kuthiwa no, they are academic deserving NSFAS group 2 and everything, bengenayo imali yokufunda bekweleta. So a lot of people will end up bengakwazanga. Abantu bafike bebe ne-introduction and everything, but tell you what is the aim of the policy. Uma bekunikeza aim of the policy ithi simonitha ukuqhubeka kokufunda komuntu academically, so like sizokwazi ukunikeza iy'nsiza kufunda uma uxakeka ukuze akwazi ukugraduate and minimize i-rate yabantu abangasiqedi isikole ama-dropouts. There is the aim of the policy. Then you come with 2 questions. Based on e-condition with the number of people that have been academically excluded, are we still sticking in the aim of the policy now? Or like, are we using the policy as the decreasing mechanism with number of intake of the black students? Because most of the people who are affected by this are the black African students who have nothing, especially who are coming from rural areas. Number 2, in order for one to be academically excluded, the varsity is supposed to assist the person by young people based on the needs of our demand. Are we giving those needs? Does the varsity do enough to assist abafundi who doesn't perform very well, or who say they was perform well before we apply the policy of exclusion? Those are the 2 questions. But I'll tell you, the answer is simply no to both of the questions. This year, like we are facing academic exclusion, when like we say people who has less than 96 credits in 3 semesters, those people are not performing very well and they have to go home and do something. In those 2 things that Chaba says, it's either like umuntu enroll at other institution, and because they're related nale yenza, esinazoyenza ngani because asinamali siyahlupheka sibamnyama. Or uyahamba uyofuna umsebenzi or related lento yenzayo. Uzothatha apho umsebenzi ungenayo degree, even abantu bangama-masters abasebenzi. Yabo. So, before we if varsity is supposed to assist you with the finances, education is free, remember. How many people have been here this year have been in financial aid? A university is supposed to assist you with the resident and conducive for your studies. How many people are being even financial? If varsity is supposed to assist you with AMA tutors and mentors, if you can go to the Department of Drama, we're going to tutors out 32, but we're going to tutors out 18. Out of those 2018, but 2012, because we're going to cook in a tutor now, 7 of time. umuntu ongamholela xa ukuthi uzotharisha kahle ingane? No. So if varsity is the one who's failing us, and then it's academically student because they do not do their things, and then when it comes to the implementation of their policies, then we have a couple of things as for the some of us as for this case ngezulu esikoleni. Uzofika la esikoleni ufundiswe uMrs. Jan Farswet into ongayazi nokubiza igama lakhe. Afike akhulume. By the time ufuna ukubuza awusazi singisa ngithi usale kwi-step sokuqala. Usahlanganisa but no because no is no that. Uyaqhubeka nokuyoqinisa ukuthi na question. Ngakusasa uyabuya uqhubekanga nokuza. So kuthiwa phasa kanjani? We need abantu abazocathulisa step by step. But before speaking up, we need a review of this policy. Instead of going to review SRC constitution, these are the policies of first quality review and plan. I was to abandon in the system before so many years.
Wow. Well, I have another one.
Okay.
Many students didn't return home this semester due to various reasons, main being exclusions that were discharged by the university. Can you explain to us the process leading to students being excluded?
You mean the process according to the policy itself, yes, or like the process according to the reality? Because like, we have to be real here. Yeah. It's either like we lie to ourselves and say like we are following the policy, or like we tell the truth and say like we are following the reality.
Let's start on the policy.
The policy itself, it says, actually the policy is the RS system, which is like the robot system, it says when the person is registered, usually we register for 64 credits per semester. And you're supposed to pass more than 70% of your modules in that semester as like the first year, in order for you to stay on grade. If you've passed 50%, they say that you're in grade 1. Iyashintsha color code, iba orange. Benginikeza ngalolu this semester. Bethi, okay, fine. If it's only 50% downwards of my credits, or like of a module in the first semester, they say like go and seek for a academic counseling. While your name king and change with man very soon. Then we have what was a learn RCL, what lendelo to a computer, and the computer was an observance because in Kambema Kai. Sing a balling in dog. But why do that? It's a multiple choice. So painful and ones and play laboratory. There was a mutual outbreak. For the grade, for the pass on the local design. If also you failed one, we are moving from orange, we are red, which is like underperforming. If in a corner you get like less than 3 in that red, you've been excluded. Exclusion you've been excluded based to admitted on probation. Remember those are 3 semesters. And they say you're supposed to have at least 96 credits in order for you to be excluded in those 3 semesters. When you admit an apparently go appeal. If if in a corner you fail one, you've been academically excluded, subjected to appeal. So second harm your policies who provide them supporting documents. Ukamba mana because the things are very tender. Omukamba mana kuzohlalisa ikhomo qala. If it decide to ukubuyisela yona ezokubuyisela ikunikeze 3. If ingakubuyiseli bakuyosela ku-ACOM. I-ACOM inama decisions awu-3 engawenza ngawo. Ukubuyisela into the same program, ukubuyisela into another program, or ukukhomba indlela. Buka lana. In 2017 second semester and 2018 first semester, all of people who appealed, Nangaseka student by the time, but I know this one. All of people who appealed are called no year to Abuyayo. Because Abuya's criteria by students is when like they select abantu abazobuya in those committees. I-process abayenza behind the closed doors, bese bebuya bentshela ukuthi ube nenhlahla ukubuyile kakhona, ube nebhada ukuya kwisikho. Then uma kusi-excludiwe, ikhodi yakhona-ke bayibiza kamnandi. Banegama elihle kabi. Bayibiza ngo-XNFA. Hambi ekhaya lowo nyaka wonke. Kulowo nyaka wonke it's either you enroll with another institution. Khumbula ukuthi one of the reasons excludisa abantu bakithi abamnyama banamali yokufunda basekubonani balemali imali yerent basikwathile abanakho ukudla bafuna nezeselambili. But kuthiwa hamba ufunda kwenye institution. Okwesibili, if ungakwazi ukufunda, hamba usebenza. Awuna degree une-matric kuphela. Kunomfundo ne-honors, kunomfundo ne-masters abahlele ekhaya abasebenza amafemeli. Uzosebenza. Lesa seNtokozo Vundla kwenza i-BSc in mathematics. Imuphi umuntu ozoqasha umuntu ongena degree athi uzosebenza ngaphansi kwaka-maths, so like ngizokwazi ukusebenza umsebenzi relevant to degree yenza. Then uma usuqedile bhala motivation, attach ama-documents or apply after a year usho ukuthi ngenze lento. Does it make sense? Automatically lo mfundo omnyama uyamqosha evasithi uyamtshela ukuthi akusiyona indawo yakho le, indawo abantu abamhlophe namandini, nina hambani nohlala emafama. That's the process of exclusion. Therefore, let us come to reality, because this is the policy itself. Legacy. In academic exclusion, when it comes to your reality, it's an elimination tool of the black poor child in the institution of higher learning. Essentially, these are my elites, so that like as was on space at the end, I was on a means of production. Why am I saying that? If you can go to Yvette or Natasha or Loveness or Funama states of the people who are excluded, bazokutshela ukuthi less than 1% are white people. 99.9 are black people. Even nanendlela abathi hamba uyokwenza ngayo i-rehab. Kuyazi ukuthi leke ngomhlophe makuthiwa phefumanga kahle vele bakwakho u-own ibhizinisi. Kuleli bhizinisi unabangani bakho abangama-cronies. Makuthiwa hamba usebenza ntwana ngena ngala vele wenze management, manager ngala khona uzoboletha kule university. Nguphi umuntu omdala amaze own ibhizinisi, umuntu omnyama amaze own ibhizinisi akekho. Angamandiya beside utshala ubanana banama-factories, bangama-managers everywhere. If umuntu eqhamuka kuzothiwa ngena ngalana ubamba ukuthi vele ku-relevant to degree yakho ubuyele emuva. Bakuthiwa enrola kwenye institution banemali vele kulula ku-Advocacy College. Advocacy College awudinga ama-antozana i-matric omuhle, udinga imali kuphela. Bazahamba ukhokhe e-Advocacy College bebuka. Kulula kuma-white people ukuthi bebuye beze e-varsity after exclusion ngena umuntu omnyama. So, njengoba ngisho, ithuluzi elisetshenziswa uNgqwankulu ukuxosha lezi ingane zabantu abangenamali abamnyama abahluphekayo endaweni lapho bazokwazi khona ukuyithuthukisa ukuze bewule umhlaba wabo bheke.
Sekuthanda ukushisa manje engathi sesizoqeda. Number 7. Now that a student has been excluded, do they have any recourse? Can they do anything about this? Like, is it final?
Again, Madam Chair, ngizophinda ngikubuze before ngiphendule. Do we have to be real, or like we still have to follow the policy? Okay. One of the things engishilo by the time umbuzo ukuthi yona yiphi i-achievement engayithola noma like Ntokozo by the time upresident SRC is ile engithena my structure sa depoliticizer space esexon. By depoliticizing the space, we were promoting unity. We ran away with this issue of saying like I'm SASCO, I'm SADESCMO, I'm EFF. By the way, structure SAM was the only structure. It's as an IFP, DASO, the ANC League, SASCO, and EFF. And then like we worked as a family. The issue of unity. In 2017, when like I've got as a student, we challenged the police. abanye bathi I've challenged the policy because I was affected. Maybe that's true. But we've challenged the policy, and by the time I wasn't even like the final year student. We failed because of like myself and Bazan who was in the system. But 60% of the people that like were supposed to be a student by 10, Babu campus. And then was it's a special concession. If you don't mind, you can go back to emails check email that come to register. Simon Mugwene, I'm 18 August 2017. Around about 2 guys in the call. One, we minimized the exclusion period from a year to 6 months. Bonka Banta by Estuta Yanam, by Estuta Muchun, Mochana the following year by register, including myself. The people who were doing their final years are called no yet over Estuta. The people who were supposed to appeal are called no yet over Estuta, but the people about as Sakwas the will and design are the people who were in final exclusion. Kumulin January exclusion we were away because of fees must fall. So namanje, if Tatupega has number group of 6 abandoned face exclusion. 6. Nama case afluwe. So if seeing a pants and challenge the policy, and then it's going to be party to negotiate at least out of that 6, I'm a group of 4 and Abuya has about 2 and a fan nuclear. Then we means what it. Then abandon the our SRC through the Secretary General of the SRC, the Center of SRC, they are supposed to write a submission into the Senate of requesting to review this policy. Is 7 ngendlela ezokwazi benefit abantu, because this thing of like ukudedela abantu away bengakwazi ukuya in the system ayisebenzini but iyasikhulana kakhulu. That's the only thing we need to do. One is to unite, and then sikwazi ukuhlangana nabaholi bethu sibalekele abadala bake balide bedlulise ulwazi labo oluncane kwabasha abangakalidi abanolwazi labo bedlulise nabo kulekelelwane as the team ukwesiyelwa kanjani le. That's the only thing we can do as students.
Thank you very much. And then the next question. What says you've come forward to share your story? Would you share it with us? Angazi akusiwo wonke umuntu owazi istory sakho.
Let them share and expose. I'm just kidding. Let me not share my story, but let me share the story of the person that I know very much, and then much more than everyone. I'm speaking of the boy. I'm a peers worker as a parliament in Jengamanje. I'm a senior parliament. Abanye banama PhDs. The boy who was once accepted in this university and then one was graduated because of like funding. The boy who went home. I mean the boy who grew up in the village for 10 years far away. Wabuye kaya ena 13. And wabuye mawake HIV positive. Enosis wake wainemiago 6 na put back in 1 year. And then uNkulunkulu ngibusise ngokuthi ahlale nosisi wakhe for only 10 years, noma wakhe for only 10 years, because in 2013 uma wakhe washona. And then he was left with usisi wakhe who was affected by HIV by the time usisi uma wakhe. No put wakhe was in grade 8 by then. By the time uma wakhe shona, that boy, he was forced to attend the college to connect with uma wakhe. We know it's a when they deal with Mastabusana, the following year was Advocacy. Mefike Advocacy figure na sometimes stress automatically angekuzokwazi upasa kahle because sisakho yangena yaphuma ibhedlela, you need to be at home. Uphuthi wakhe angabunamuntu asisana naye. Psychologically you've been affected, and then academically angekuzokwazi ukuperform. Ngenxa yenkinga kwasekhaya. In 2015 that boy was elected. 2015 as an RLO. Usisi wakhe washona ngoJanuary 28. Remember, nomfana kade ebhizi engaphefumi kahle because of inkinga zekhaya nokhokha esikweletu, and then ufala bhekelela usisi wakhe ogulayo serious nengane zakuphi. And then sekushona usisi wakhe fala ngcotsho kuyena uNtoni akasebenzi. In 2017 the boy served as an SRC president. Falakile ney'nkinga zabo bonke abafundi ey'fanayo nezakhe nengaphansi kwezakhe. Why he served as an SRC? Because he failed to help himself and then he thought helping other people can heal him. Ukuthi abe umuntu ongcono. Then uney'ngane eziwu-2 ngaleso sikhathi ey'shayana ngo-3 months wayibhizi. 2017 akhuleliswe umuntu waye-Business Forward activist wahamba wayoboshwa for 3 months nengane yakhe eswini. And then by the time abanye abantu be-attendile, he is moving up and down wenza sure ukuthi abantu abasemajele bayadla, abantu abasemajele banabameli with the help of other comrades akhona lapha. Abantu abasey'bhedlela they've been one second health. All of the stress uyazi ingane yakhe yakhula elontuzaneni. Then 2017 first semester he got academically excluded. President abanye abantu baningi abantu ba-excluded, but okwabo kuba ngconywana because excluded uyakuthatha uthule nakho wedwa ukhohlisa abazali, hayi ngishawe i-funding and everything, you move on with your life. You are forced to call the student body people usitshele ukuthi I'm resigning with an immediate effect because I'm academically excluded. And then the UK is telling our students bangaki ma-respect. So some students are 9,375 by then. And for sure, indlu zabantu above 100 sozobatshela face to face, but the whole school azobe khuluma after that. uNkulunkulu emuhle ingane yami yazalwa ngoSeptember because that was the only thing engicela positive my kids. So what I did first, even though like I'm in an extended family, abo malume bengekho eduzane kakhulu, but in those days I did my family. Ngaba honest with my family, ngabatshela umhlaba ungishayile. Yabo ungaqala ukungishaya but umhlaba ungishayile. Bazothetha for sure. But ekuthetheni kwabo bathetha bakhanda umuntu, abathethi ukubulala umuntu. And then banginikeza support. The following year ngithena mangibuya ngizoregister ngizoqedela. Uma wengane yami wayekade eboshiwa because angiqeda degree yakhe by then. Wasalwa mamushela u2. And I was so forced to put at least akube khona yedwa oqedayo thi. And then omunye belekelela lo muntu. Once waqeda umuntu omuzo uyazofunda. Ngithe mafika esikoleni ngaregister umuntu lo 3 anthropology 101 201 301 kanye kanye. Ngathola umsebenzi eNkomo. And uthola kwami umsebenzi ngizongitshela nganifihleli. Ngawuthola because one of the students that I've assisted wakhuluma kubo wathi umuntu wangisiza nalenkinga efana nale. Umuntu owayazana nomuntu wathi there's a position aka-forward application yakhe. Ngahlala ku-interview panel. Nganginangisho imali yokuthatha ibhanoyi ngeLimpopo. And then umuntu wanginikeza imali yokugibela ibhanoyi kwakuyi-lecturer efundisa iphilosophy. Ngakhave i-interview ngakusasa. 3 days after ngawuthola umsebenzi. Yebo. And then ngithena mangithola umsebenzi ngokuzazi ukuthi ngiqhamukaphi. I've performed very well. Remember, bengidila nama-students, so ngiyodila nama-communities, even though isivenda nesipedi kubuye kube inkinga. But bengibuye ngizwe kancane lapha nalapha ya. Then bangithanda kwavele isibole ibhasari ngaphakathi. Ngalithatha then bangibuyisela esikoleni ngazofunda. Nginonyaka we-1 qeda i-degree yami ngiphindele emuva eTorhweni. Yeah, that's me and my story.
Okay, someone is jumping on you. It's good. Okay. I've got Mlangeni now too, because this cut is unbeatable. But what do you think was instrumental during your exclusion and your word of advice to our students facing the very same thing?
Actually, sometimes when like we say experience, okay, let me say it. Challenges ashape umuntu. Insimbi ayivesana eqhamukisa insimbi, but fire iqalele nomlibeni ukuze ube insimbi. All of these things of exclusions kanti indoda mina benomfana benguyena before. By saying that I'm not like accepting the defeat of this brutal policy. No. But like it gave me the courage of fighting this policy, so like any other person ozayo emva kwami angadluli what like I went through. And that's why like ngeke ngize ngikwazi ukuthula when like I see ukuthi we are doing nothing ukuze sikwazi ukusiza abanye abantu. So what I've learned during my exclusion is that like sometimes you need a break just to think of yourself and other people. Because if like in the system there is being brutal for you for many years, iyakushintsha kube umuntu lona uyena ugcine nawe usufana naye. So kukabilike ufana naye ukuthi ushintshe besigebengu noma ufana naye ukuthi ushintshe ungabi lutho at all. So let us not be consumed by the system that is brutal to us, but let us consume the system that is brutal to us. The advice that I can give, if you can go back to my Facebook post in the SRC group, I think I'm 18 January, if I'm not so mistaken, if my son I'm 19. I wrote a very huge paragraph there. It's a novel actually. And first thing first, umzali ofanele aphuma yokuleka kamakhelwane ukuze ugibele esikoleni. Umzali othatha u200 wakho nokugcina anikeze wena ukuthi ukwazi ukudla. If you have been academically excluded, ungaseka esikoleni, ungaqamba manga kumzali wakho. Ngoba abazali bethu uzoqamba manga ukuthi ngishawe financial exclusion ma angithola ngemali yokufunda but konke encane ngenza usikwathile kumngane wakho. Uzolokhu eqhubeka ethatha lo200 wakhe ofaka kuwena etshela ukuthi khona into engcono yenzayo kanti uhlela wenze ukuthi ahlale ngahlile. Asitsheleni abazali bethu iqiniso. So like noma bekhuleka abakhulekayo, noma beshisa impepho abashisa impepho, noma benzana abakwenzayo, bekwazi ukusibheka njengoba sinjalo phambi kwalabo abakholelwa khona. Number 2, ngalento sibifune ngaleso sikhathi, but we can advise ngento ongayifuni but one day oyibona ukuthi isebenza. That's the advice I can give at the moment.
Thank you, Dad. For now, give up the call to the we have our next guest. Or happy or right. Okay, let's say, for instance, Nangaman. Let's say you're testing Woniwe or Mile, I don't know. Yeah, you're testing Ufunamans, Wenzenjani. Powerful. So promises and guys, Challenge.
Amanzi adayisa noma amanzi
Ka uyawadinga nje. Let's say awanamnikazi ayidlele nje uyawadinga.
hayi mengenamnikazi ngihamba ngifike ngiwathathe ngaphuza.
Okay.
Uthi uzowathatha awaphuze. Usho njalo. But I think he's lying. Awathatha nanto. Can you have your prize? Thank you. Let him share his eyes for the same. Thank you. So, uzophatha lelo phepha uhambe uyodla ufike nje ubaningi. Got that case. Yes, right? And then number 2. I think in the question go back to Vundla. And that's the way I get the question now, but he was sharing his story and all that. We mentioned the book say, Omega, no has time the food. What has on that? What did you have this one? What has that way? The right hand. Okay. Thank you. Elandelayo. Okay, nami la angiyazi. Angiyazi nami, kodwa ngifuna ukuyibuza. Since ngifikile nami ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi ubani kanti uprincipal walana? Uprincipal wala ubani? Okay. So principal, we are correct. Wala, you say that the principal. Obadi?
Palesa.
Okay.
Professor.
Okay. Ngicela ukuyima kusandile ngathi nizwe yena kusiyami. Can I have a prize? Please the surprise guest. Surprise guest. No. And then it's at sorry? No. I get to a Also repeat after me and as fast as possible because that's your hand. Team the time teller took the time to tie two territories together. Okay, repeat. Team the time teller took the time to tie two tall trees together. Without any waste of time, can we have our surprise guest? Come on to the page. Uthi uyavuka ngayo ulale ngayo.